What is going on, Panthers Nation? Here with a quick overview to talk about the Carolina Panthers coaching staff, which is now officially assembled. Here we go. Another year, another staff, at least half of another staff is what we've learned, and a brand new staff at that. On the offensive side of the ball, push special teams. Let's talk about it, folks. Here we go. Jumping in. A few announcements today paired with everything that's happened, and I'm going to go through everything that's happened so you're up to speed. So we know about Dan Morgan, Dave Canales. Will Harriger has been announced as quarterbacks coach. He was just with Dallas, spent time with University of Southern California. Caleb Williams spent time with Jacksonville Jaguars, and Trevor Lawrence. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Nathan or Nate Carroll, son of Pete Carroll, is coming over as the pass game coordinator. Pat McPherson, tight ends. And you talk about a guy that loves tight ends. This guy's been doing it for 13 years. He was with Seattle. He's coming over as the tight ends coach. Kelly I. Kekua, and I got to look that up and make sure I get it right. Assistant offensive line coach. Darren Bates, special teams assistant. Scott Cooper, director of coaching development. Talking a little bit more about these guys. Again, Harriger, who's the quarterback's coach, began his career on the defensive side of the ball, spent 10 seasons coaching at college. 14, he made the jump to the NFL, transitioning to offense. Spent 5 seasons with Seattle, including 2 with Canales. Went on to spend 2 seasons with the Falcons, including running backs coach. 2021, he worked with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. Talked about USC, Caleb Williams, and then previously with Dallas as an offensive assistant quality control coach. Carroll, Nathan Carroll, son of Pete Carroll, joined his dad's staff in 11, moved to the offensive side of the ball in 13. Since then, he's risen through the offensive ranks, working with Canales at one point as the assistant wide receivers coach. He's just a good guy, man. He's been coaching since 96. Before this jump to the Panthers, he had been with 2 teams. Coached the Broncos from 98 to 2008, and then Seattle from 10 to 2023. His entire time with Seattle, he was the tight ends coach. So you think about players potentially moving over. Noah Fant is someone to watch. Kekua is a Bowling Green product who went on to coach in the college ranks before joining the NFL. He joined the Seahawks as an offensive assistant before moving to assistant offensive line coach in 21. Bates is an Auburn alumni and longtime linebacker in the NFL. First joined the Rams in 13, played with the Falcons in 21. Bates joined Seattle staff in 23 as part of the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship. And we don't really have a description of Scott Cooper, who is the director of coaching development. I did follow him on X, so maybe I'll learn some more. Throwing into that mix, though, Ejiro Rivero and the entire defensive staff is back. Positive news, folks. Ejiro Rivero, defensive coordinator. Tom Capers is back, senior defensive assistant. Jim Caldwell, Todd Walsh, defensive line. Burt Watts, secondary and safeties. Jonathan Cooley, secondary and quarterbacks. Peter Hansen, inside linebackers. Tim Lukaba, outside linebackers. D'Angelo Hall, assistant defensive backs. Mayor Chidari, defensive assistant. Bobby Maffei, defensive quality control. Mike Berkovic, offensive assistant, and George League, game management coordinator. And yeah, I remember all those names last year, a year ago, when they were hired during the Frank regime. We had all this stuff going, and feels like yesterday. Hopefully we won't have this much turnover in quite a while, unless that means we're winning and maybe some coaches are leaving. Pairing along this, you have Brad Idzik, offensive coordinator, who came from Tampa. Tracy Smith, who came from Seattle ties, I believe. Tracy Smith, special teams coordinator. And then names I've already talked about. Harold Goodwin, assistant head coach and run game coordinator. Bernie Parmalee, running backs coach. Rob Moore, wide receivers. And then Joe Gilbert, offensive line. So that rounds out your staff. Done. And we are ready to move into free agency to talk about what the heck is going to happen there. Who's going to get franchise tag? I'm waiting for all this to play out. Anyways, folks, that's all I got. Give me a like, follow, subscribe. Y'all have a good one. See ya.